What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the long-awaited video. I've been hinting at having a little bit of an announcement, and I wanted to wait for this particular video to finally announce it. But as some of you may have guessed, and I may have talked about it here and there, I now officially have a coach. I've been coachless for nearly a year now. I was actually reminded that like exactly a year ago today, I competed in Vietnam. So yeah, it's literally been a year since like my last show. I got the coach about a month ago now. So when I started my mini cut, I was sort of like mini cutting myself, and I was just kind of like shopping around for a coach. I didn't think I would sign up as soon as I did. I was possibly hoping to work with someone maybe after I get back from my trip over East, or maybe even early next year. But after talking to this coach, we realized that we do have a lot of work to do, and it's not an easy task what I'm trying to pull off and achieve this next season that I'm going to be competing in. So we better get started sooner rather than later. So, and this is what I would normally say to my own clients as well, anyone who is going on a consult with me and they have a goal. It's always better to work with a coach for as long as possible. The longer the better, the longer the off season, the better. I did say that I won't be absolutely perfect because I will be traveling and things like that. But ever since getting a coach, me being me, I have been actually a pretty good student slash client. I've been sticking to everything really, really well, especially when it comes to my mini cut, which we have just ended. So I ran my mini cut for about just over 6 weeks, nice and short. My coach his name is Luke Miller, and he is an educator with J3 University. Some of you may know. So me and Jeremy have actually been consuming a lot of J3 University's content for a long time now. We've even purchased a bunch of different courses from them. We learned a lot from all the educational content, and Jeremy, even when he coached me last season, relied a lot on the stuff that he did learn from those courses as well. So because of all that, I kind of knew that I did agree with a lot of their methods, and I just wanted a third party to be able to be a part of my next prep, especially because Jeremy has a lot on his plate and I don't want to kind of add on to it. I had a great time coaching myself, and I did really consider coaching myself for this next season. But now that I actually have someone in my corner with me, I just feel so much better. I'm really excited, and I really trust him as a coach. He's not a typical bikini coach. He's not one of the top bikini coaches, but he is a very good coach that has won a lot of pro cards with a lot of athletes over different divisions. Usually a lot of his clients are like male bodybuilders, female figure and female wellness competitors, and I think that's exactly what makes him perfect for me, because I have so much size I need to add on my body. I really need to be taken as seriously as one of the other division competitors, and in terms of the amount of tissue that I need to add onto my body, and I'm glad that we can both see that as well. So when we went through my old stage photos, he did agree that it'll be really good to add, 2 to 3 kilos on my frame, and we both know that is not an easy task at all. I'm trying to pull off a little bit of the impossible here, but it's a really great goal. Like, I really just wanna, if I can step on stage even 2 kilos heavier, even slightly more than 2 kilos, in the 2 years I had off from the stage, is going to be a huge achievement, especially for someone of my frame. I would really like to see how 2 kilos, or even fingers crossed 3 kilos of muscle can look on my body. So that is something we're both working towards, and it's been really great working with him so far. I'm someone that I can execute everything, no complaints. I love everything about it. So one of the reasons why I was able to go so aggressive this mini cut is because I had someone telling me to, because I'm someone that goes a little bit too hard, and I don't know where the boundaries are when it comes to myself, and that always makes me like a little bit scared, especially when it comes to fat loss. I don't want to push too hard that I risk losing muscle. Because I had someone there telling me to go that aggressive and that it was okay to go that aggressive, I was more than happy to do that. And as you would have known from my last videos, yeah, I dropped my calories to 1,100 and I was happy to do so. I executed and I reaped the rewards from it, and we managed to end the mini cut nice and short. So actually achieving results like that in a 6-week mini cut was something that I've never really kind of done before. To be fair, it's probably because I haven't really had a super long off season. So usually I just kind of go through a build phase and then it's pretty much time to prep. I think if I didn't have that much size to add on, I would have pretty much been in a spot to start a comp prep right now, but I'm glad I still have 1 more year before I decide to like step on stage. So we have much more growing to go now that I'm done with my mini cut. So final stats of the mini cut, I think I started at like 51.5 kilos, ended at about 48.2 kilos. So a good amount of fat loss, and I even hit a new low yesterday for whatever reason. After we started a bit of the reverse, I went down to 48.1, but we're back up again today, which is normal because I'm reversing, adding the carbs back in, and full speed ahead with growing. Obviously, I'm gonna have a little bit of time off because I will be heading over east for like a 2-week trip, and then I'm gonna come back and get super serious. I know that's Christmas and I have family and stuff coming over, but hopefully after that, it'll be just smooth sailing all the way. I do have a couple of weddings, but I'm thinking that I actually may not drink at those weddings. So my whole mindset has kind of shifted. I think I've became so much more focused ever since hiring a coach as well. So I think I made the right choice and it's made me really excited. I've learned a lot so far, and I'm going to take you guys today along one of my leg days. So currently I'm doing 3 leg days, which is similar to what I did prior, but the difference is I'm only having 2 upper body days. So a little bit less upper body volume, going just as hard, if not a little bit harder on the legs, but actually having 2 full rest days to fully rest. We've even put steps back in my routine. I've been really slack with my steps before the mini cut. Even when I started the mini cut, I also was just not the best with my steps, but now consistently trying to hit around 8,000 to 9,000 steps a day, and I still have twice a week of 20 minutes cardio. I'm not sure whether we'll cut that out or not, but it hasn't been too hard for me to do the cardio at all. I usually just smash it out post-workout. I go on the stairs, I go hard for 20 minutes and it's done before I know it, so it's not too hard at all. I just need to better plan my time. But yeah, this is where I'm at and I'm really excited for this next phase. So let's go train some legs today. I now do mobility stuff, which I normally am really lazy to do. So half of it is some that I was doing already in the past because of my like lower back aches and stuff. And I think now maybe because I'm training legs much harder or whatever it may be, I do still have a lot of lower back pain from time to time. It's not overly bad. Most importantly, it's not hurting when I'm training. It's just the other times of the day, it's just a little bit kind of tight here and there. So I've been really on top of my hip mobility and lower back stuff. And then Luke also got me doing some primer exercises, is what he likes to call it. So doing that single leg glute bridge, and then that little, they call it like the Cossack squat. I don't know, like the thing where I went from side to side. Yeah, so he got me doing some of these just as like a primer kind of exercise. So yeah, this is what everyone should do. I know I've been really slack on it in the past, but yeah, just basically moving your body. What you should never do before training is doing any static stretches. I know a lot of people always ask me, should I stretch before training? No, you only ever stretch after. But you can do some dynamic stretching and dynamic warm-ups, mobility stuff. All this can be done before your workout, and usually it kind of helps to like loosen everything up a little bit with all our like joints and tightness everywhere. So basically these exercises help to prime your body to get it ready for the workout ahead. So exercise number 1, we're gonna start with the lying hamstring curl. I used to do this maybe like before Jeremy started coaching me, when I was still coaching myself. I always like to start the session with an isolation movement before doing the compound. And then after that, I swapped over to always doing compounds first. Even when I was training with the RP app, which I did for a little bit. After going to the seminar with Dr. Mike Israetel and stuff like that, they always kind of started with a little bit more of a compound. So I've been doing that for a long time. And obviously that allows you to have more energy to really perform well at the compound. But now we're changing things up and doing the isolation first, which makes the compound so much more harder. But yeah, so we're going to be starting with some hamstring curls. I got 3 sets, 2 top sets and a back off set. How many warm-up sets and how many feeler sets depend on how heavy the load I'm going for. So for this one, it's not overly heavy. I'm still aiming for 10 to 12 reps. So I just did 1 warm-up set. Don't really need many feelers for this. I'm gonna go straight for my first top set next and see how that feels. I haven't been feeling as strong this week because I drank on the weekend, and so that heavily affects performance for the whole week going forward. So I'm gonna see how I go with my first top set. If it's still feeling good and I'm hitting the upper range of the reps, then I may increase the weight for my second top set. I've increased it by 2.5. We got 12 on the first top set, so if I can get 10 on these, that feel good, good contraction, good range of motion. Most importantly, he wants me to have a slight pause at the stretch position before coming up. If I can do all that for a good 10 reps, it's a good set. Next exercise, we got machine hip thrust. I think it's 2 working sets, so I'll probably do 1 warm up, 1 feeler set, and then head straight into my working sets. And this is not even the main event of today. I still have RDLs after, so I have 2 main big movements that will really tire me out before I even hit the RDLs, which is totally different from me starting with RDLs. The strength is different and everything, and I already have a crazy pump from lying hamstring curls, so I'm still gonna try and go really hard on this. Kind of makes sense since I kind of wanna like focus on building my glutes, so we're still gonna treat this as one of the main movements, and obviously still aim to go as hard as we can for the RDLs. To the teeth to be defeated by heat, the one they call the goat shape mate on the beat， 跟不上我的节奏 bar flow， 嘴巴闭上肩膀摇晃的特别一样，你们皱眉就是被我逐渐带入的迹象，隔山突然从我背让看我逃避，上落地平稳像在平地上，遇上预兆如气象，预报意想不到，所以记着带避孕套，我一手拍照，一手握匕首，冲入这一场。One check, 1, 2, 3, final countdown, no time to breathe. Get your mind raced, your rhymes better be on to the teeth to be defeated by heat. The one they call the goat checkmate on the beat. for 120 today, which is a PB for this new program. I've done 120 in the past, but yeah, not with this program. So I'm gonna go for it. We only have 2 top sets. The rep range is 10 to 15. I've been hitting 15 consistently the last couple of weeks. So I think I'm ready to do a big bump in the weight, see if I can get 10. Anything more than 10 is a bonus, but more importantly, making sure every rep is perfect, that I can feel my glutes activate well. I wanna get a good pump and make sure I don't feel anything in my lower back. Go 11. That's good. We're 2 exercises down, and honestly, we only have 2 more to go. And honestly, if I'm being honest, there's really only 4 more sets to go. But that's still gonna take a while. Like, we literally have been here for like 26 minutes, and I've only done like 2 exercises. But on paper, my program doesn't look like a lot. Like, honestly, today it's only 4 exercises, 3 sets for the first one, and then 2 sets for everything else. But it is one of like the hardest days because every single exercise, I literally push it to like a 0 to 1 RIR. Like, I have nothing left in me to complete the range of motion. The only thing that I won't go to failure with is the RDLs, just for safety reasons. But because I go relatively heavy on these, I still need to take my time doing feeler sets to work up. Usually feeler sets are just 2 to 3 reps to just feel the weight and prime my nervous system. That's what I want to do. I'm not trying to tire myself out. I'm already tired from the last 2 exercises, so I really don't want to waste too much unnecessary energy. I just want to get things moving, get my nervous system primed for the weight, and also testing myself to see whether the weights I was hitting before are feeling particularly lighter or heavier. Unfortunately, last week I gel mathed wrong, and I ended up RDLing 80 even though the goal was 70. So that was a big 10 kilo PB, so I'm gonna have to try and match it today, but we won't push it too much because safety first. Lower back is still, like I said, not 100%. So we're just gonna slowly work our way up and see how we feel. We're off to a good start. 40 moved really well. So next set, 60. My first 2 sets with no straps and no belt. Now I'm gonna get my straps and belt. That was heavy, but I'll still go for the 80, and then we'll just see how many reps we can get. did 12 reps, so that's a rep PB. All right, final exercise, single leg press. So 2 top sets, but because we have 2 legs, it's basically like 4 sets, and it really rips out a piece of my soul every time. I also went a little bit too hard last week, and now I have to match it. So we got 90 kilos on each leg, and yeah, fun times. Let's see how it goes. That was really hard. My quads are actually like still sore from God knows when. I only feel it when I do this. I'm like, oh, my quads are not fully recovered yet, but it's fine, push through. One more. We're done. I am hungry, and this is something that I haven't been for a long time. When I was in my growing phase, after I trained, I would feel nauseous for like a good hour or so, and I like always would feel like I couldn't eat. But recently I've been feeling hungry after training. I've been feeling hungry in the morning. I'm feeling hungry before I go to bed. And this is the main reason why I did my mini cut, is to get my hunger back. There's nothing worse than like knowing you have to eat to grow, but you just can't stomach food. Protein is hard to eat. You just have no appetite. It was pretty hard. As much as it's hard to be hungry as well, I'm glad that I'm like looking forward to my meals, and more importantly, I'm glad that I can actually get the protein down, because protein is so important, and I was just like really struggling with it. When your appetite is low, it's still easy enough to get carbs and stuff in, but getting the protein in was just like a struggle. So I'm excited that like I'm hungry again now. Hopefully my calories will slowly go up a little bit quicker rather than later. I am gonna be eating out with my friends tonight, so I'm gonna keep it a little bit on the lower end when it comes to the carbs and fats. And I also won't go too overboard tonight. I'll try to estimate everything into my calories. But this is what I'm having for my post-workout meal, similar to what I was having in the past. So the thing is, now that I'm starting my reverse, I try to still keep the same foods that I eat, just with a little bit more carbs now, because that's all we did since I started my reverse. We bumped my carbs by 60 grams, and that's basically it. The protein and the fats stay the same. So it's just, I got some barramundi fish, some mixed lettuce leaves, and a bunch of sweet potato, and also a little bit of pickled ginger there. So that will be my post-workout meal for today. And I will also wrap the vlog up here. I hope you guys enjoyed my workout today. Like I said, it's literally 4 exercises, but it took everything out of me. I really pushed hard in them. I think I managed to get like mini PBs in most things apart from the leg press at the end. I just matched what I did last week. My coach likes to recommend not purposely always pushing for logbook numbers. He's very big on just making sure like the execution and everything is right. But me being me, I always want to like make sure I'm improving in some way. Sometimes I still do send him videos of my training just to make sure that like, you know, I'm executing everything well. So far, he's been very happy with how I'm executing most things. I think probably the only thing we're still trying to work on a little bit is my squat. But everything else, RDLs, everything is great. He's happy with the level of intensity that I'm training at and everything. So I think we're on track with training. Like training is something that I find that's really important. So it's good to get that reassurance that like everything I'm doing is right. It's good to not have to think about my program. It's good to not have to think about when I should add volume, when I should decrease volume. I just go in and give my best every single week, and just listen to someone. But yeah, I will be definitely taking a step back on like the training intensity when I am traveling. I'm just gonna try my best to get it in, but probably film another vlog when I'm away to show you guys how I try to continue this even with all my traveling and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll catch you guys then.